In this segment, Stephanie Miller welcomes Glenn Kirschner to the show. Together, the two talk what to expect next in the Trump trials and what Jack Smith might have up his sleeve.
I just feel like, oh my God, Donald Trump has broken this country, has broken our judiciary, has broken our institutions. That, you know, as you said, the fact they even took this up, they've already botched it. And now the fact that you don't even have to be a lawyer to go, what? They're talking about official or private acts? How could it possibly be a private act to overturn the U.S. government, steal government documents, assassinate someone? I feel like I'm in crazy town, Glenn.
Donald Trump's lawyers argue that these are official acts for which the president can't be prosecuted. Things like announcing that your political opponent is corrupt and ordering him executed. Official act, according to Donald Trump's lawyer. Ordering the military to stage a coup because you don't feel like leaving office. Official act, according to Donald Trump's lawyer. Selling classified information to America's adversaries, official act. To the extent anybody had any lingering hope that the Supreme Court could be an honest broker of the law, it has proved that it is not an honest broker of the law. So again, it falls back on us.
Yeah, Glenn, so what's going to happen here? There's obviously some, inkling that they're going to send this back to lower courts to do some issues, but I mean, they're basically giving Donald Trump what he wants. They're giving him as much delay as possible. What do you think happens from here? I mean, I guess what they're trying to parse out is there some limited presidential immunity, yada yada, but not for this. I know that I heard, I think it was Barb McQuaid this morning saying there's another, trick that Jack Smith could still have up his sleeve, and as I understand it means to narrow the indictment. Can you explain any of that?
Yeah, let me try. Okay. Even Trump's lawyers conceded that some of what's in the indictment couldn't possibly be official acts. So what Jack Smith could do is basically cut out everything that perhaps is an official act and try him only on a narrow sliver of his crimes and his conduct. I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, I don't think we should adjust our law enforcement approach based on an out-of-control Supreme Court attempting to protect a criminal president. I think that's unwise. I think we just have to suffer whatever the Supreme Court opinion is, and then we have to find a way to hold Donald Trump accountable. I happen to agree with what I've heard lots of legal analysts say, that, and predicting what the Supreme Court is going to do has proven to be a fool's errand, right? Because, again, they're not honest brokers of the law. Let me be foolish for a second, though. I think what they're going to do is say, okay, we're enamored of this idea of outer perimeter immunity for maybe some of what he did. So we're going to send it back to Judge Chutkan, not for trial, but for long, drawn-out evidentiary hearings on which act might be in the outer perimeter and which act is beyond the outer perimeter. Then we'll take the case back and decide what immunity should look like for a president. So what does that mean? It means Donald Trump doesn't get tried in D.C. anytime soon, certainly not before the election.
Yeah. Aaron Rupar said, so according to Trump's lawyers, if Trump returns to power, he could sell all of our most sensitive military secrets to China, and he would be completely immune from prosecution so long as he kept it quiet until he left office. This is something SCOTUS is taking seriously. I mean, I think you don't even have to be a lawyer to listen to some of this yesterday. And, what was it? The one thing, was it Kagan said, yeah, that sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? The lawyer's like, yeah, I know it sounds bad because it is bad.
Right.
Right.
And I love every time Trump's lawyer tries to say, well, there's some accountability here because he can be impeached by the House of Representatives and convicted by the Senate. And actually the response to that, Steph, is no, he can't. Because if you give him immunity, he will line up the representatives and the senators. Oh, who's going to vote to convict me or impeach me? Lock them all up so they can't even cast those votes. You know why? I have immunity. Come on, sport. Y'all know better than this.
And we just saw Republicans. We have actual real-world evidence. We saw Republicans let him get away with 2 impeachments that he should have been convicted in. So, no, of course they're never going to convict him. This entire party is corrupt.
And in part, their argument was because he could be prosecuted, so he doesn't need to be impeached.